What is up? Coming to you live from the Cat House in Montebello, California. It's Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast, the Monday edition, the June 1st edition, episode 176. And I am joined by my wonderful wife, Rosa Limon.
Hello.
And off camera is Tiger Limon. You can see the back of his head. Hey, look, there's the baby. Here's the baby. You get the whole family today, for as long as Tiger allows it. I don't even know where to start. I've always said that this show is always supposed to be kind of like an island where there's no quote unquote political talk. We focus on the geek stuff, but you know what? With everything that's going on in the world right now, this is not something we can ignore. We can't ignore what's happening in our world right now. And you know what? This isn't even a political issue. This is a human issue. This is humanity. So normally I've always had that big rule, like we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about anything super quote unquote negative. But let's just scare off all the MAGAs right here. It's like Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Hey, D-Lo, what's up? I'm glad you happen to be on for this one, my brother. Yeah, let's just lead off right here. That way, anyone who's if you don't agree, you can go ahead and leave now. I plan on losing people here. If this is something that bothers you, sorry, we support human life. We support Black people right here on this show.
Yep.
This is like, everything that we've seen for these last few days, it's been ridiculous. If you've been catching my Twitter feed, I've been going off on this whole police thing. This is insane. What is happening right now? I've been infuriated by everything I've seen on my television screen. There were these people who are trying to protest are being attacked by the police, and then these people who are not protesters, these opportunists, these people who are not there to supporting the cause, who are there to take advantage of the fact that the police are completely focused on just the protesters. And these looters, these destructive people are going around causing chaos all through our city and multitudes of cities across the country. Mm-hmm. This is ridiculous. I'm freaking losing my mind every time. We're trying not to check Twitter and Facebook. You can't avoid that. You can't hide from it.
Yeah,
it's everywhere. Do you have any thoughts about this, wife?
Well, damn, I have a lot of thoughts about this. I mean, really, where do we start? Okay, well, first of all, Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. The police have always been like this. It's just now that they're on camera, they're on Front Street. People can document what's happening. Yeah. I saw a quote. This was Will Smith quote.
The Will Smith quote.
Where it's like racism. It's not that we're just racism has always been around. We're just able to record it now.
Yeah. And it's everyone and Twitter. I couldn't get my eyes off of it, and I needed to so bad. And then you turn on the TV, and it's right there, and it's going on all over the place. And some people are in a positive space, you know.
They're trying to be activists. They're trying to
I don't know if you saw the sheriff of Flint, Michigan. Mm-hmm. He was basically like, let's turn this protest into a parade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I heard something about that.
Yeah, and it actually was a positive thing, but I don't know for how long. You
right,
know, because
literally right now,
like
on the news,
a sheriff could take a knee, but then 10 minutes later, the rest of the cronies or the rest of the crew
are just going through and friggin' arresting everyone and friggin'
they don't know what's going on.
Tear gassing people and doing all kinds of stuff.
They're not uniform in their uniform.
Yeah. Yesterday I saw freaking the mayor of LA, and you see freaking the police chief were like, oh no, we're just here trying to make sure we focus on keeping the protesters safe. Mm-hmm. And then you watch the news 2 hours later and they're shooting tear gas at protesters, and then you see the freaking Adidas store on freaking Melrose getting looted by white people.
Yeah.
It's not even it's just it's everyone's coming in. My boss was saying that there's people coming in from other states. Mm-hmm. I guess it's happening across the country where the people who are not even from that city are just rolling in. They're going to the cities where the hotbeds of protests, and they're taking advantage because the
Right.
police are literally
Right.
ignoring the
Right.
looting.
Yeah.
Well, what did you say earlier? Their job is not to stop the looters. Their job is to control the protesters.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are serving and protecting
That's what they're voted.
corporate interests. They're not serving and protecting the public.
Yeah.
These poor small businesses, like on Saturday night on Melrose, there's a little Japan LA store you saw. Remember how I saw the little helicopter? It's a little Japan LA store, looted and destroyed. I saw today there was a GoFundMe.
All those 4th Street, Santa Monica, those people who have their businesses.
Yeah. People have been taking rubber bullets to the face. You saw there's journalists. There's a I saw this one report. I don't know if she's a photojournalist, but she took a rubber bullet to the eye. Now her eye's no good. She lost the vision in her eye.
Oh, I saw
the CNN
last
report.
night they were doing the cops were walking down the street along a residential street. I don't know where it was, but they actually shot into the house of somebody because they were on their porch.
Yeah.
And they were and the cops were like, get inside, get inside. And
they're
then,
like, light them up, light them up.
Boom. They just shot and they like hit one of the kids in the leg, I guess, or one of the people in the leg. And yeah, I can't imagine that happening to somebody who was on their own porch.
On their own porch.
At their own house. Like,
if you look at the rules of the curfew, you're allowed to be on your yard. You're allowed to be on your porch.
Yeah.
It's insane. You see people like, there's people like, an old man in Salt Lake City was just waiting for the bus, and the SWAT team members came over and like, because he wouldn't move, he knocked him over. And you see another cop going, nah, dude, it's just... Yeah, right there. D-Lo just mentioned that there was a CNN crew on Saturday night who was arrested. I forget if it was what city it was in, but they arrested the CNN crew.
The crew?
They're there with their camera. They were live on CNN, and some crazy cop was like, "Nope, you're under arrest. No, don't care. Don't care that you're the press. I don't care."
Maybe they do care. Maybe that's what they want to know.
Yeah, obviously
they don't want the camera there.
Our very radicalized friend Joshua has been like, kind of enlightening me on all this stuff. Like, that their agenda is to incite this stuff. In Minnesota, it's been alleged there's a cop who's just going around inciting this. He's dressed in all black, wearing a pink freaking gas mask, wearing a hat and everything, carrying an umbrella, and he was all covered. And he went up to the auto zone there in Minnesota and just tagged free stuff and just broke all the windows and then tried to walk away. But now, like I said, in this era with all these cell phones, people were following, hey, what are you doing? What the hell? And they were like approaching him, and he was like, get off me.
Right.
He was like trying to get them away from him because he was like, he just wanted to break the windows and leave. And let's put some kindling out here. See if people come ravage this place.
Right. AutoZone.
Yeah. See, Jai, he's convinced that they arrested the crew because they're going to see something the police didn't want to be seen. Of course.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's insane. There's another point that Chris Del Castillo mentioned earlier today. President, Orange, whatever. I've always called him Cheeto Hitler, whatever. That guy. This person who happens to live in a very white house.
The reality star TV.
The reality TV star who happens to be doing stupid shit.
Happens to be horrible at business.
Last night he was in his bunker, and they turned off the lights of the White House, and he was in his bunker. Hiding out. I don't want to make any comparisons, but you know who else, was in their bunker hiding out when things was going down? A certain Hitler. But hey.
I was going to say, Jesus Christ.
But hey, apparently, but then today, like he came out and he wanted to get a photo op at a park. So I don't know if it was the Secret Service or the local police. They tear gassed a bunch of protesters to get him out of the way so he could have a photo op in front of a church. You see, there was all these photos of him awkwardly holding a Bible.
Gross.
So because everyone kept saying like it looks like looks like the Bible's burning his hand, and then the clergy was like they're like, well, they didn't say fuck you, but they're like, you have never come to this church. You have not prayed for any of the people. Like the people in charge of the church were like they were offended that he would come and like stand in front of the church and use it as a part of his propaganda.
Of course,
clearly,
he needs to get to his base somehow.
He has to get to his super Christian base that loves to denigrate anyone who's not white.
Yeah,
I hate to put it that way. White people. I like that. What was it a tweet I sent out today that the awesome journalist Cameron Hawkins was retweeting, sent out that, and every time I see the phrase what was the phrase I orchestrated this tweet, but I forgot. Every time I see someone says it was something about I don't fear for my safety. or I don't want to live in fear.
Okay.
Every time someone says I don't want to live in fear, yeah, I'm just like, oh, we call it like that's like that person has white privilege. I was like, oh,
right.
I am very privileged.
Live in fear.
I don't want to live in fear. Oh, yeah, you have white privilege. You don't know what it's like to have fear.
Yeah.
So I've always had a very healthy what do you call it? Disrespect. I don't want to say disrespect. A healthy fear of the police. It was 20 years ago when I got pulled over for driving while Hispanic.
Yeah.
But believe me, I'm sure I've only experienced a small fraction of what a black person probably has to go through today. Ooh, it looks like we've offended someone today. Some random person I don't know.
A rando?
Oh, sorry, wrong video.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Oh boy.
I guess they're watching multiple videos.
I guess so.
Yes, a person I've never seen before. I don't know who this William Smith is, but
I don't know.
He's like, whoops, wrong video.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
I was expecting to offend some people today.
You know what? There's been several times where I'm just like, man, I just want to call that person a troll so bad, you know. But I'm not. But I don't. But I'm not going to because I don't want to stoop to that
you
level.
don't like as I constantly tell Jai Polidor, you do not feed the trolls. If you don't feed them, but. Yeah, no. 20 years ago, on my birthday, I got yanked out of my car because I questioned why I was being pulled over because I was like, no, I didn't do anything, and then they pulled me out of the car and searched my car.
Driving.
And ever since then, I have a very healthy distrust of the police because they can just do whatever they want, and clearly it's been exercised so much all over this time for ad nauseum.
Right.
This is not a new problem. This is a constant problem, and it's frustrating because. Oh, I see Jai Polidor. I see Jai. He had the talk with Noah for the first time when he was 8, and I've given it to him annually since. He had the talk. I'm sure it was what it's like to live and be black in America. I'm sure. Yeah. It's out of control.
So the man who died, the man who got killed, murdered.
Murdered. He was murdered.
That's what they have said. That's what the autopsy has. They've said, all right, it wasn't.
There was an independent autopsy because the first autopsy that was trying to cover up the fact. Oh no, he had underlying health problems. He didn't die from the knee to his back. There was independent autopsy afterwards. He died of asphyxiation. Yeah. The first, whoever the police coroner was trying to take care of his blue brothers.
Right.
And say, oh no, this wasn't murder. No, he died on his own. No.
So
ridiculous.
He passed away. He died, but he died because he was using a fake $20 bill.
He was killed for forgery.
Fucking nuts, dude.
A $20 bill. He may not have known was probably a fake. That was probably who knows how he got it. I'm sure he wasn't the one who made it. I don't think he got out his freaking his photo printer and made a $20 bill. George Floyd, thank you. Thank you, D-Log.
Yeah,
George Floyd killed for nothing.
Yeah.
He killed because he's overzealous. And then the cop who did the killing, whose name I don't even want to know his name. He apparently was a notorious racist. So many freaking. He's had so many cases against him for police brutality and for racial profiling. He has been suspended a number of times. I saw this laundry list of things that this guy that were, I guess, either his union is just got him out of it because there's a police union.
I wonder how many other have.
And come to find out, apparently the $20 wasn't even fake. It turns out it was alleged. It's right there, Jai.
Really?
As a good journalist, I probably want to go double check that. Wow. But still, it's like if it comes to light, it wasn't even a fake 20. What the hell? They assume, he's the one who made it. So, he's a forger. We got to arrest him and keep him pinned. You see the other photo was 3 cops holding him down and keeping him pinned down.
And then other
they denied. Yeah, they denied. The EMT came by like, we need to check on him. Yeah. And they said, nope, no, we're just gonna keep choking this guy. No, we want him to die.
Well, the other video that came out was from overhead, a camera from a building close, and they showed the video of the cops beating him while he was in the back seat of that cop car before, he escaped out that back door.
Escaped.
And then And then down he went.
And then D-Look right here, I double-checked that fact. They worked at the same club. Apparently, George Floyd worked in security inside the club, wow. And then the cop worked, independently as outside security.
That would be some sick inside job if that was like meant to be. If somehow somebody said, "Hey, go, follow that guy," and really murder him.
See right here on Facebook Live, Jai saying that if you think things are bad now, if the cop doesn't get a severe enough punishment, things are going to be way worse. And as you posted, if you think this guy's going to get punished, I'm sure you have another thing coming. A lot of times, a lot of these cops don't get punished. The reason we had that wild and crazy LA riots back then was because the cops did not get punished for the beating of Rodney King.
That's right.
That's why LA set fire to itself because of that. And it's insane because like I remember that poor quarterback Colin Kaepernick. He was freaking derided for kneeling.
Right.
That's not how you protest. There is no right way to protest. And I saw a quote from Trevor Noah yesterday. It's like there is no right way to protest because the people you're protesting, they don't want you to protest.
Right.
They want you to stay subservient. They want you to stay not woke. They want you to not complain. There's no way there's no correct way to protest as far as the people who are being protested.
Right.
And it's basically the government and the cops are being protested in this.
Yeah.
Because it's equal culpability from both the police and the government. Allowing all this to happen. It's so freaking. Don't forget Eric Garner. That's the thing. It's like just like people get all worked up about the school shootings, but we don't get worked up about this police brutality where it's constantly proven. It's constantly proven that it's like a lot of these innocent people. The young man with a toy gun, the little kid had a toy gun, he was shot. Yeah. Wow, what was the point of that? Oh, I feared for my life. Philandro Castle. I mean, there's a list. I mean, there's certain names that that stay with us, but it happens so often that it's hard to keep track.
Yeah. It almost happens like once every 3 months or something like that at this point. It happens a lot more than that.
Happens way more than that. But these are the only ones that they get documented.
Media.
The media
attention.
And the media controls what we see.
Yeah.
Like all that looting, most of the looting that we were seeing on the news, they tried to make sure that the only looters they showed were the African American looters, because heaven knows, none of these news channels are going to show any of the white looters. You have to go to Twitter. You have to go to find videos of people people who are on the streets, the protesters taking video of the looters, showing, hey, look at these people.
Yeah.
And then. Of course, President Cheeto wants I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to declare martial law.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. One of my friends was a total conspiracy theory. It's like he's afraid that he's gonna not win the election, so he's gonna try to friggin' declare martial law. I'm like, oh well, we can't have an election because I've declared martial law. But
that's why he wants to shut down the post office.
Shut down the post office so people can't vote. And he's trying to control everything because he wants to maintain his tyranny.
What is he? He's a dictatorship or something? You're going to croak any moment.
His brain is so broken.
There's somebody out there there's some juju happening right now that's like.
One can only hope. Because when he said he was taking that hydrochloroquine, I was like, okay, good, please keep taking it. Please keep taking it, because that's the other thing I wanted to make sure I brought up. Are we just gonna pretend that the pandemic went away?
I know. I'm like, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
We're still in the middle of this pandemic.
Who knows? It could be just the beginning still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then so all the conspiracy theory people, look, the pandemic wasn't a real thing because clearly, we don't see cases going up and all these people are gathering together.
They are.
It's like...
It's insane. It's just not what's in the news anymore.
Because the media has pushed it aside. All right, we want to get more ratings, so let's stop talking pandemic. Let's focus on the riots.
Yeah, because all the people,
riots means ratings.
Everybody who got sick and tired of thinking and talking about the pandemic, they've all have apps now, and we all have different things in medias and ways to not look at the coronavirus shit, but it's right there. Everybody's wearing a fucking mask still, and it is still happening. So, yeah,
it's just it's driving me insane.
Of shit on fire.
It's like as freshly minted parents, we have this wonderful little child, this world that we introduced this little boy into. It's
what a time to have a
drive
kid.
me insane.
Insane. It's
I'm trying to maintain like a mental balance. I'm trying to be whenever I have our little boy. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to focus my energy away. He's right here with us, but I'm like trying to. I have all this energy. I'm trying to force it away from him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just as things were open, people are dying to get into the streets.
Yeah.
And then and people are just acting like everything was going to be okay. And like me and my boss were like, well, looks like we're gonna have a lockdown again in about 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
and then now all these protesting, like this is gonna probably escalate things. Because you see the protesters and you see the looters and then also you see the cops. None of them are wearing masks. No one is wearing masks.
Yeah.
Coronavirus went away. It's taking a break for this latest crazy 2020 thing, because this year has just been one thing after another.
Yeah.
It's just like, as if things weren't bad enough. Let's set all the major cities on fire.
Yeah.
Let's just set it all on fire. Who cares? Let's start waging our class war now. Because if not now, then when?
Yeah.
If not us, then who?
Yeah.
It's
I know. Palm face. Face palm.
Yeah, like, I was so
that,
worried because right now we're in the middle of the curfew, and I got out of work after you were texting me like first it was 6 p.m. curfew and then it was 5 p.m. curfew here in LA County, and I work in Orange County. I don't know what the curfew was over there. I was so paranoid just to see freaking because I need to get gas. So I can get home. I'm like, is the gas station going to be open? I need to get gas. That's like, and then I gotta drop off my brother, and I gotta drop off my sister-in-law, and then I gotta come home, and hopefully I don't get pulled over and have to say, "Hey, I'm coming home from work."
Yeah.
I'm trying to get home to my wife and my baby.
I'm so glad.
I just want to I'm not a protester. I'm not out here trying to do this. I just want to go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to go home to my family.
Yep.
July, we're gonna have sharks with legs and opposable thumb. July, and then August, that's when the sodomy geese will come out. That's when the sodomy geese. We're supposed to have a billion. That was more of a joke, but the reality is, we're supposed to have 1.9 billion cicadas come out of somewhere and overrun our country. And just chirp everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a giant cicada swarm.
Is it a tropical storm or something?
I don't know the exact science. I just keep seeing articles about cicadas. You know, the nice little chirpy.
Yeah.
We hear them. You hear them so often. The nice. Well,
they had the locusts in Africa.
Yeah,
they had that.
Africa's overrun with locusts.
Right.
You see those poor farmers out there trying to swat away a freaking an onslaught.
Yeah, their crops are getting busted and eaten. I mean, it's bad enough.
Yeah.
Jeez. Everything everywhere.
Yeah, Daniel Wong right there. You get the emergency alerts, and then Daniel Wong's wife, it's time for the purge. Yeah, Ryan Tanaka, who I'm sure he's probably driving his way to work down. Yeah.
The murder hornets?
Murder hornets. Killer hornets.
Oh my gosh.
Murder
Sorry,
hornets.
if you hear that in the background, it's fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah. Someone East LA. I actually saw where it was the other street over. I know. Is it scaring you, buddy? Oh, I hope the fireworks aren't scaring you, buddy.
Just sit down.
Cicadas every 15 years? Oh, okay. But it's like the billion cicadas, or like 1.9 billion, are just going to overrun. I don't know where. The murder hornets were a filler episode. In the anime, which is 2020.
2020.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I will steer this into geekiness for a second. There were supposed to be a bunch of announcements this week because this week would have been E3, but obviously that's not happening.
No.
Especially now that the LA Convention Center. Jesus, what's wrong with people?
That's just fireworks, Bubba. It's just fireworks. Yeah.
There's a full moon this Friday. I know, we were supposed to have the Taco Tuesday Cinco de Mayo, and that got ruined. Well, we have our wedding anniversary and Father's Day the same day coming up here.
Yeah.
It's like we just keep celebrating here at home. I know, buddy. Oh, little guy.
Hey, buddy. No more? Okay. All right.
All right.
His timer's up.
The little guy's timer is up. So mommy and Tiger are gonna step away, and I'm gonna continue this and try to keep up because we have a flurry of comments today. We have a whole lot of viewers. Obviously, this subject is a very hot button subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, Mama Bear out.
Bye, everybody.
Tiger out.
Mama Bear
I
out.
love you both.
All right.
I'm gonna slide over here. I'm gonna try to keep up with the comments here. Good Lord. Yeah, the biggest thing another thing that bothers me about the way these protests are being handled. It was not even a month ago that all the crazy people who were protesting the lockdown for COVID-19. Everyone's saying goodbye and good night, wifey.
Oh, thank you.
There, bye, Mama Bear, and all. Everyone's wishing you well. And little Tiggy, my little tiger. What's pissing me off is like we had all these protests or armed crazy people are standing in front of Capitol buildings, and were they maced? Were they arrested? Was there a curfew called? No, because these were, to quote Cheeto Hitler, these were very fine people. Like they were protesting. They were protesting haircuts. Yes. They were protesting haircuts. They were protesting not being able to go out and shop, not being able to live their lives. They don't want to live in fear. Their white privilege was being revoked. And then nothing happened to them. The police just stood there and allowed these people who didn't want to wear masks to spit on them. They did nothing. But yet, these very good people. But now we flip this around to where we're actually trying to deal with a very big social issue that's been plaguing our country for a very long time. And, oh no, we need to blast them in the face with tear gas. There's a child here? Oh, look, let's start shooting rubber bullets at the media trying to cover this. This cognitive dissonance pisses me off. Honestly, this is why I don't like to discuss social issues publicly with friends, because I get very angry because they didn't have a year-round tan. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, I wonder why. Because they didn't have a year-round tan. That's why those people didn't get gassed. And all these people talking about Black Lives Matter. And then what's pissing me off is all these people who try to because now all lives matter has been co-opted as this MAGA thing, and it's insane. I don't know if any of you have seen the old white man with the bow and arrow. I'm sure I saw it as I saw it very quickly occur on Twitter the other night, and I was just baffled at the old white man who decided he was Hawkeye or Katniss Everdeen or Green Arrow. He pulled his bow and arrow because he was there to help the police control the protesters. He was gonna bust out his medieval bow and arrow and put an arrow through some protesters. And he very, very quickly realized he brought although he did bring a knife to a gunfight, because there's other videos of him earlier where he was running around with a machete yelling "All lives matter."
He didn't get arrested.
And he didn't get arrested. No, he ran around with a machete saying "All lives matter." As he drew his bow, he yelled out "All lives matter." And then he got freaking mollywopped by a swarm. It was like a bunch of ants descending on an ice cream cone. It was just brah. I'm shocked he survived. I thought it was going to be something akin to The Walking Dead, where you're just going to see pieces of him come out of that. But apparently he came away with his car took more damage than him. And James, thank you for bringing him up. So it was funny. The cops actually had gone in to get him, and I guess, I don't know, they pulled him out of there, and then instead of arresting him, they just got out of there. I don't know if they as I was reading it on Twitter as it was occurring, I guess they realized, this old man tried to shoot an arrow. Oh, screw this dude. They left the car there, and the mob flipped his car over, set it on fire, And then the interview he did after the post game interview, that's like a meme on Twitter now, where it's like the quote unquote post game interview. He straight up just lied. I forget if it was Fox News or whatever, whoever was interviewing him. From his side of the story, from his point of view, he said that he was just merely yelling out "All Lives Matter" from his car when two black guys pulled him out of his car and beat him up. But you go back and watch that video, that's a whole sea of white people that start beating him. I think there's a couple black people in there, but it was the United Colors of Benetton laying a whooping on his ass. See, right? Jai is telling us a story. Let me see. A friend of a friend was stabbed 7 times by some racist nut. She was on her way home from work and she was attacked. The guy was calling her the N-word the entire time. Jesus. It's insane that these... a lot of people say, "Oh, how can we tie this back to... Why do people keep trying to tie this back to to the president?" We said this... literally from the day he got elected. He has empowered the stupid. He has empowered the ignorant. The fact that someone so evil is there, it has emboldened, it has strengthened the ignorance of these people. The MAGAs. They think that simply because he's up, and the vitriol and hate that he spouts out through his Twitter account, it just fuels the worst among these to go out and do shitty things and be shitty to everyone. It's we've gone backwards. We had this 8 years with Obama where we thought that society was turning around, but no, clearly no. I hate to quote Kanye West here, because I know a lot of people that he's a very divisive person, but he had a great line in his first album. It was, "Racism's still alive, they've just been concealing it." Yeah, it's never gone away, and it hasn't been going away. It's been festering, and now, thanks to the boldness that's been that this monster has been empowering people with, where he very clearly he uses thugs to talk about black people. That's like the code word that white people, or I should say racists. I shouldn't just say, because there are some white people, but that racists, they're empowered. Oh, that's their legal way to say the N-word. Just call them a thug. That's the code word for the N-word now. Oh, we can't say the N-word out loud, so let's just call them thugs, because these protesters are thugs. But the white protesters with their AR-15s, those are very fine people. Yep. Racism isn't getting worse, it's just getting filmed. Yeah. Like we mentioned earlier. It's just getting filmed. We were able to document it now. My super activist friend Ariel Washington was sharing a video today where cops were watching a white woman tagging and telling her, "Oh yeah, make sure you put Floyd up there. Put BLM, put Floyd." Where a white person is tagging places to make it look like the protesters are doing it. It's kind of subversive shit. The random pallets of bricks that are showing up in areas. Oh, what's this pallet of bricks doing here? I don't know. Maybe it's to inspire people to use them. I can't even with this shit. I don't even know. It was weird because I didn't want to come on here and be negative, but this shit needs to be said out. Like, we need to talk. We have to talk about it. I can't ignore it. I've just been losing my mind on Twitter and on Facebook. I see all this shit. My wife's dad was taking photos. It was like right before we came on, and he was sending us photos of what was going on in front of his place in downtown LA. Thankfully, her father is safe, but there was a protest going on Main Street, and I saw there was at least 2 to 3 cops for every protester, and they just round them all up. They're towing cars away. And I'm like, where the fuck were these cops for all the looters? Suddenly, oh, we have enough police force to stomp a few peaceful people. But where the fuck was this when the fucking people were taking advantage of this? Or fucking destroying fucking people's small businesses. I mean, that Target that got run over, Target's gonna be fine. But it's all these little places. That how are these little places gonna recover from this kind of bullshit? Yesterday, I was watching the news and see Long Beach, see a little vape place, boom, gone. Liquor store, destroyed. We're in a shoe store, obliterated. People running out with all the shoes. Because all these assholes, all these opportunistic fucks who are not a part of the movement, they're not a part of the protest. Just see, oh, what's going on? Hey, all the cops are over there. They're not going to do anything. We can take what we want. Thanks, Black Lives Matter. We're going to cash in. Yeah, I was right there. D-Lo saying the police car that got set on fire and put on the cover of the LA Times was planted there. It was an old retired cop car left in the middle of the intersection. And you know what? We're seeing these tactics because now we can document them. I'm sure these tactics have been going on for years, whenever there was any sort of discontent. But you know what we didn't have in 1992? We didn't have smartphones. We didn't have the internet. All these other times. I can only imagine how bad it was during the civil rights movement. The kind of shit that was happening. All these white people, all these freaking racists quoting MLK saying, oh, you should do it peacefully. It should be all done peacefully. They tried it peacefully back then and they got their brains beat in. There should be a good leader like MLK. Y'all shot MLK because he was trying to rally the people. Yeah, another artist, a more appropriate poet I was thinking about today was Tupac. I'm sure you know why would you call Tupac a poet? Motherfucker went to Juilliard. That was an intelligent man. You go back and you listen to a lot of the stuff he was talking about. Like, all you gotta do is either changes or I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. And it's all laid out right there. It's all laid out. Now, I know Pac has taken a lot of heat because he took a lot of heat because he was a studio gangster. But you know what? He was still a black man. And I'm sure he still got harassed. And he still took a lot of shit. So go back and listen to those. As a young man, I was obsessed with hip-hop. I still am. But in my 20s, I was my teenage years. I poured over those albums. All Eyes on Me, especially. And you hear the stuff he's talking about. In my head, I kept quoting Changes. I kept quoting I Wonder If Heaven Got a Ghetto. I kept quoting Keep Your Head Up. Because he was talking about all this stuff. Now, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here, but Pac wasn't killed for no gangster beef. Pac got killed because he was trying to wake people up. It's insane. Because you listen to the stuff that Pac was saying. He was echoing a lot of the stuff that people have been trying to put out there for years about the struggle. How the life for a black person is so different than it is than everybody else. My boys D-Lo, my boys Jai, Lamar. I hear about all this stuff. When me and Jai worked together, honestly, I didn't really get to experience this, like the true how bad it is until I worked with me and Jai Potter started working together back in GameStop back in 2003. Because I've just been here in sleepy San Gabriel Valley, living in Monterey Park, Montebello. Not too many people of color here. Honestly, the only people of color here are Asians and Mexicans. Very very few blacks out here. And once until I worked with Jai, I saw the difference in the way people would treat him, or compared to the way they would treat me. We were both at the Montebello Mall. We were both assistant managers. The disrespect that he would take from people. and where like they would show me respect, but they disrespect him, even though we both had the same job. And there was so many times when people would just come in and just call him the N-word. I'm sure I would love to have had Jai here so he could tell these stories. Like these are his stories; they're not mine. But a dude walked in. Is the N-word gonna sell me something? A dude walked in to our GameStop and said, "Is the N-word gonna sell me something?"
At the Montebello Mall?
At the Montebello. It was an Asian dude saying this to him. And he goes, "Oh, no, it's cool, man. I'm a chink, so I can say it." Right there, Jai, right there. He is the N-word gonna sell me something? It's just unbelievable. Like, just walk up. Jai had done nothing to this person. This person just walked into the store, and that is what he led off with. It wasn't until I worked at Jai that I started seeing this kind of stuff. Even in Rosemead. In Asia, where I was a store manager and he was my assistant manager. We were arguing with a customer who was trying to rip us off. He had and I was throwing him out of the store. I threw him out. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "F you and F your N-word." It's a random Hispanic dude mad because I denied him a return of some like thing. Goes, "F you and F your N-word." Because he was my N-word apparently. Because I was store manager.
People just have this like inner racist fucking asshole shit going on inside, bubbling up.
The stuff that I've witnessed. I've witnessed this. I forgot what year of E3 it was, where Jai, I think I got Jai a pass to go with us. Mm-hmm. And we were walking to the pantry. We're just walking down Figueroa to the pantry. And we're just trying to cross the street. Mm-hmm. I believe it was myself, Jai, and I believe my brother might have been with us, I think, on that one. Mm-hmm. But we're trying to cross the street. Me and my brother cross, and some traffic cop stops Jai from crossing the street.
What?
Well, because it was like the light was changing, and we're kind of walking halfway, and the cop stops him for walking across the street. And we're just waiting, and then Jai is having an argument with this cop about like, "I was with them. Why did you stop me?"
Yeah.
Why either A, why didn't you let me go, or B, why did you stop me and my party?
Right.
But no, he singled Jai out, not me and my brother. Just he singled Jai out because a skinny black man. What, Jai? I love you, bro, but you're not a threat. You're 85 pounds soaking wet. You're proud of the fact that you can't gain weight. And I was just like being flabbergasted. And then my kind of ignorance was like, "Jai, don't argue with him. Jai, don't escalate things." Right. Because Jai is a person who likes to escalate things. So I was just like, "Jai, don't." But it was just like, no, it fucking sucks. Just for the color of his fucking skin. He was just freaking just being freaking pulled aside.
Singled out.
He is singled out simply because
his color.
Because his color.
Yeah. Damn.
And that's when. Yeah. It's just.
What's gonna happen next?
Who knows? I'm sure. I'm sure D-Loc. I'm sure you have countless stories of this. I'm sure if Lamar, believe me, if I could have, I would have loved to have had Jai and Lamar and D here. I want them to tell the stories. These are, like I said, these are not my stories to tell, but this is what I've witnessed.
Right.
I see it. I've seen it, and it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Yeah. Sean, was it our various district managers who hated Jai probably just simply because he was black at GameStop. He produced numerically, but they're like, for whatever reason, we gotta get rid of that guy. Or Dre, you can control him, like as if I am his slave owner and he is my slave. And Dre, you're the only one who can control him. No, I can barely control. He's a grown man.
He's a grown-ass
He listens to me on occasion because he respects me. He doesn't listen to me because I'm his boss. He listens to me because he respects me, and I respect him as a man. I respect him as a brother.
Yep.
As Jai likes to say when he comes on the show, don't let the skin color fool you. Me and him are brothers.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Mm-hmm. I had to get his blessing to marry you.
Yeah, you had to get his blessing to marry me. Yeah, I see. All right, D-Look, so many stories. It's so often. Just, I don't know what to tell you guys. Aside from that, it's like I support and I love my bros. It's not fair. And short of a friggin' outright revolution, I don't see how it's gonna get better. Short of abolishing the police force.
In the midst of a revolution, like what could happen? How?
Where? Yeah, I was thinking like.
Take all the toilet paper away from all the rich people.
Yeah, take the toilet paper from the rich. They're right there, John. I'm the Marcus Burnett to his Mike Lowry. That's a Bad Boys reference. That's my.
Yeah.
See, like Judy Lynn. See, that's a positive. Other countries are protesting peacefully and not getting tear gassed. I mean, can't speak for Hong Kong. I'm sure Hong Kong is freaking experiencing crazy levels of. But other countries, they're protesting what's going on here. They see that clearly. Got it. I don't know if Jonah is still watching. Jonah had such a great quote. I forgot to write it down. My friend Jonah Keel, he's a white boy, but he is an ally. Right. He is there for every person of color. He's there for every gender. The man is an ally for everyone.
Jonah's color is green.
Jonah's color is green. He's an ally. He had such a great quote. It's like, this is a country founded with slavery, by religious fanatics who were escaping persecution from a country where they executed heretics.
Yeah.
And they revolted against the British because the rich among here didn't want to pay taxes.
Yeah.
We should not be shocked that this is happening. Because in the grand scheme of things, we're still a relatively young country. We're not even 200 years old. Oh, and there's Lamar. What's up, Lamar? Yeah,
What is the 4th of July going to look like this year?
What is the 4th of July going to look like this year? What terrible fireworks are going to happen?
Oh, it's okay. All right.
Sorry. Yeah. The quote that Jonah had the other day. I'm glad that I am friends with so many people who are not shitheads. There's a lot of. I know a lot of people who are not monsters. I don't know about everyone else here, but I feel pretty good. The company that I keep is not a bunch of people who freaking are terrible humans. I try to surround myself with the energy I put out, and it's insane. And for all y'all people of color, I know I can't do anything in the macro scheme of things, but in the micro scheme, I got you. You're my peeps. I got you. I support you. I love you guys. Especially, my main guys, Jai, D-Lo, Lamar. Yeah, the white folk are angry. Yeah, the white folk are really angry because they're being exposed for their freaking racism. Everything's being documented. When you call out the hypocrites on their hypocrisy, they get very mad. Yeah, even Baby Tiger, your mom, Baby Tiger's protesting. Lamar says, I didn't think I could go through Rodney King twice. But that's what happened. D-Lo used to just get rolled for walking down the street. Just walking while black. Big companies are showing support, but we'll see when the rubber hits the road if they actually show up. I thought it was very ironic that the NFL, who who in conjunction kept Colin Kaepernick out of football because of his protest. Because he tried to peacefully protest this. And then they had the gall, the unmitigated gall, to put a tweet out, oh, we support Black Lives Matter. Do you, motherfuckers? Do you? Because you clearly didn't years ago when Colin was trying to protest this in a peaceful manner. It just, it's just insane. I don't know what else to say. There are no plugs. There's not a, I'm not going to plug anything. There's no ads. There's no nothing on this. All this is just, oh, Rolando, I'm sorry to hear that. Rolando's mother and brother are Trump supporters. Oof. Yeah, D-Lo got rolled standing outside of his house, and the cop asked me what I was doing there. You were just trying to live. And then Jai here, why people are mad because they finally saw a man die. They saw what their privilege gets them, and they were pissed because they never go that far. He's like, I guess that's what it took. Somebody dying live on the internet. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see if we're able to come back with a normal episode next week. I don't know. We'll see where the world is.
It's changing so quickly.
This world, we've gone from pandemic to protests to curfew. Who knows? What if we come back next week and it's a civil war between the racists and the non-racists?
I thought that becoming a parent was going to be our only challenge this year.
Right? Remember how oh wow, our big challenge for 2020 is raising our child. We had a baby. That was going to be our big challenge for 2020. Ha! What fools are we? What fools are we?
Every month there's been something.
Yeah, no, Judy. Yeah. People still deny the mental gymnastics that these racists will go through to absolve themselves of guilt is insane. The Confederacy was literally the anti-American flag, right? And then that's still something that won't die in the South. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see next week. Well, I mean, realistically, I want to bring people out. Well, I might have to do a special episode where I just zoom in Jai, Lamar, and D-Look and let them speak and just get out of the way. We'll have to do something separate. Yeah, because that was my original idea. I was just gonna not go. I was gonna just hit up Jai. We're just do a Zoom call and I'll let him vent for an hour. But I wanted to do it live. I wanted to be able to react to what everyone's saying, see what y'all wanted to say to this, because it's not just my open forum. It's your guys. Because this show we do it live every week. It's your guys' open forum as well. A lot of times I do the majority of the thinking and talking, but I wanted this for you guys to be able to chime in. And I'm especially happy that the people who I wanted to talk to showed up for this show. Like a D-Loc. I'm so happy that you're here. Jai, I'm glad you, and even Lamar, you were able to chime in here at the very end. I want to be able, gotta figure something out where I can get you guys here. I'm sure all three of you have life experiences that have shaped your lives in a certain way. Yeah, Lamar, you were in freaking the East Coast, in the South. I'm sure you've seen some shit. We'll see where we are next week. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for commenting. We'll see you guys next week. I gotta shut this down at some point here. We got a baby to take care of. I love you all. Those of you who support, be careful out there.
Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. What wife just said. Be careful. Stay safe.
Watch each other.
Watch each other's backs. Have a good night.
We'll see you next week.
Let's hope all of us are here next week. I mean, we'll see you guys next week. Good night.